Okay, sharing my screen, and here we are on the screen. Everyone should be able to see the Excel file, and in which you people will go to the worksheet of loan amortization, and then we will roam through other worksheets. Now let's try to understand that what is the requirement of the question first. It has asked from us that we are supposed to prepare one loan amortization schedule. Now, what are the components and elements of loan amortization schedule? First of all, it's basically a schedule which gives you the idea about at what point of time you will be paying how much of an installment, and in that installment, how much loan repayment you will be making, and how much interest would be charged on this. Now, see, let's try to understand. Any EMI or any installment you pay, no, it is divided further into two parts. One is the amount of loan you are repaying back. Another one is the amount of interest which is charged on the outstanding balance of your loan. So any installment you must have found that would be having the two parts. One part shall be the principal repayment, and another part shall be the interest amount. Now obviously the interest is charged on the outstanding balance of loan, and the principal repayment amount is deducted from the amount of loan. And you must observe, in every loan you take from any institution, no, in earlier periods, always the amount of interest will always be high as compared to the amount of principal, and slowly and gradually the amount of principal would be increased. That means from the installment amount, higher portion would be of the interest amount when it comes to the initial period of the loan. That's how the every loan looks like. You may take any sort of a loan, whether you take the vehicle loan, personal loan, home loan, or any kind of a loan. What you need is just the amount of loan you are taking, the rate of interest which is charged on that loan, and the number of periods that for which you will be paying the loan. Once you have these three details, you will be able to prepare this loan amortization schedule easily. And there are 6 components of this schedule. First of all, everyone should be able to understand this. I am sharing my screen, and sorry, let me use the magnifier here so that you get it in better way. So there are 6 elements of the schedule. One is the serial number, which is the number of periods. Say in this case, the first one we have taken, the amount of loan is 1 lakh rupees. The amount of interest which would be charged on that loan amount would be 12%, and number of years shall be 5. Right. Now, here the amount is paid at the end of the each year. So number of periods shall also be 5, because this is the yearly installment amount we are paying. Now this yearly installment amount can be found by using the formula of PV. PV of annuity के अंदर जो I वाला component रहता है, this is the installment amount. PV amount you already have, which is the loan amount, 1 lakh rupees. So by replacing over there all the details, you may find the I, which stands for the installment amount in that formula, which we do manually. But let's not do it manually. Excel has solution for each and every such sort of things, and those solutions are very easy to implement. Installment amount will remain same for all the periods, which is also a feature of the loan. Obviously the EMI amount will remain same, but in the EMI amount, my dear fellas and fellies, initially the interest amount will always be higher, and it will slowly gradually it will decrease, and the principal amount will be initially very low, and slowly and steadily it will increase. Now the total of principal and interest will always be the installment amount. Please put it in the back of your mind. The installment amount is nothing but the amount of loan as well as the amount of interest you pay. But that installment amount will remain same in the loan, because EMI remains same. So first one shall be the opening balance. Once you have all the serial number of all the periods, then you have the installment amount, which will remain same for all the number of years. From the installment amount, there would be a deduction of the principal amount, and the rest of the amount shall be the interest. So the total of these two is nothing but the installment amount. And the closing balance of loan will always be, please put it in the back of your mind, the closing balance will always be opening minus the amount of loan you pay. See, interest is something which is charged because you have taken the loan. That is not the repayment of loan. The repayment of loan is the principal repayment of the loan. So closing balance of the loan, the new amount of loan will be the opening balance minus the principal repayment you make. So that becomes the closing balance of one particular period. And the closing balance of the last period will become the opening balance of the next period. So the closing balance of the period number 1 would be the opening balance of the period number 2, and so on. So if we try to understand this in the simplest manner, there are 6 components of it. Number 1, serial number, as simple as that. Number 2, there would be the opening balance. Opening balance in the period number 1 would be the total amount of loan because that needs to be paid. Number 3, the amount of installment which you make, which remains same for all the number of years because EMI remains same, you must have observed. Installment amount is broken into 2 parts. One is the principal amount, another one is the interest amount. You reduce the principal amount repayment from your opening balance, so you get the closing balance of your loan. And the closing balance of the loan of that period would be the opening balance of the loan for the next period. Now, if you try to prepare this manually, it would be taking your entire hour. Let me just give you the idea about it. But if you know the Excel, if you know the formulas, for each and every amount we have here the formulas. Let's try to prepare this. I'm deleting all the things now. I hope you have understood it conceptually well now. Now I can move ahead with the calculation of it. Till now, has everyone got this? Whatever I have said, just give me a confirmation through the chat box or by unmuting yourself so that I can move ahead further with the calculation.
Yes, sir.
Good. So 6 components, and all the 6 components are written over there. The table is drawn for you because you people will not be sparing much time in drawing such sort of a formatting requirements. Okay, आंख बंद करके सीधा लोन का अमाउंट है वो ओपनिंग बैलेंस में रख देने का. So I'm putting sign of equal to, and the amount of loan in this case would be 1 lakh. I'm putting as it is because opening balance of any loan amount will be the amount of loan you have taken, right? And you people are already aware about finding the installment amount. Can someone recall the formula? Which formula can be used to find the installment? You are aware about it, I know.
PMT?
PMT.
Absolutely correct. It's the PMT formula to find the amount of installment from loan. So equal to PMT, opening the bracket. Then first argument you have is the rate. Now rate will be 12%. Now see, try to understand. If I link the cell where 12% is written, then every point of time when I'll be copying that formula and pasting it somewhere, I need to fix that cell. Rather than that, what can I do is, I can just simply put 12% in the formula itself so that it will remain 12% for all the number of periods. Comma. Number of periods, I can link the cell which is where 5 is written, that is a one way. Instead of that, I may just write 5 over there, as simple as that. Instead of that, I may just write 5 over there, which will again remain same for all the number of periods, right? Comma. PV is the amount of loan we have taken. Again, I could have linked the cell where 1 lakh rupees is written. But if I'll be copying and pasting, then I need to fix those cells. Rather than that, it's a part of the formula itself, which will remain same in all the formulas. So what can I do is, I can write that 1 lakh rupees as it is as a part of the syntax. 1 lakh, comma. The future value for which we do not have any idea right now. Now you people are aware that why I have put the minus sign in front of 1 lakh rupees. Now future value can be taken as 0, which is again optional in nature, comma, whether the installment is paid at the end of the period or at the beginning of the period. No information is given to us, so we assume that it's an ordinary annuity. So at the end of the period, we pay this. So I'm putting 0 over there, closing the bracket. And this is how the formula looks like. Pressing enter. And we people are aware about the Excel. We people know how to use this now. So we'll not be doing the mistake of doing the formula again and again. We would just copy this, or we may just go to the right hand side, and once this kind of a cross is visible to you, then you may just have a double click over there and you have the installment amounts written in each and every sale. Just give me a confirmation that you guys are there with me till now in finding the installment amount. May I have the confirmation through the chat box, please?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's move ahead. Now, from the installment amount in the loan, you can find the principal amount by using the PPMT. Which function? PPMT. PPMT is to find the principal amount from the installment, and IPMT is to find the interest amount from the installment. So I'm using PPMT, which will be the principal portion of my installment amount. Installment amount consists of two things, as I have already stated to all of you. Installment amount is the total of principal repayment plus the interest, right? And in the initial number of periods, obviously the portion of interest will always be higher, because at that point of time, the outstanding balance of loan would be higher. So slowly and gradually, the interest amount will be decreased, and slowly and gradually, the principal repayment amount would be increased. So I'm using the PPMT, opening the bracket. Now it asks me the rate. So again, rate will remain same in all the formulas. So I'm writing manually 12%. I could have linked that with that particular table. That could have also been fine, perfectly fine. 12%, comma. Then PER. Now Excel doesn't know that for which period you want the principal amount, right? So what I'll do, if I'll write 1 over there, no, then in all the formulas, it will remain as 1. So rather than, what can I do is, I can link it with the serial number here, 1. I'm selecting the cell where 1 is written. So by default, automatically when I'll be pasting the formula, it will be taking the B10 for the second, B11 for the third, B12 for the fourth, and B13 for fifth. So I'm linking that cell because Excel takes the relative referencing automatically, right? Comma. Now, sir, number of period does not change, right? Total number of periods will always be 5 in any sorts of a scenario. So for the loan, we have the total number of periods 5. I may link the cell where 5 is written. That is a one way. Another way is, I may just directly write 5 in the formula itself. I guess that is the feasible way. I should write 5 there. Comma. The PV amount is the amount of loan before which I am doing the minus. एक्सेल के साथ थोड़ा सा खिलवाड़ करते हैं, क्योंकि एक्सेल हमें माइनस में आंसर देता है. माइनस में हमें आंसर नहीं चाहिए, पॉजिटिव में चाहिए, तो आई एम पुटिंग माइनस ओवर देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ द लोन अमाउंट, and that is also going to remain same for all the number of periods. See, this asks me the PV, which is the total amount of loan taken, right? So total amount of loan taken is 1 lakh rupees only in every scenario. It's not asking us the opening balance. It is asking us the amount of loan taken. So 1 lakh minus FV is optional, putting 0. Type is again optional, putting 0. Closing the bracket. And this is how my syntax must be looking like. And if I press enter, I have the principal amount for the first installment. I would just go to the right hand side corner, bottom corner, and once this cross is visible, I would press the double click, and I have the principal amount for all the number of years. Magic. अगर मैन्युअली एक एक कैलकुलेट करने जाते तो शाम हो जाती और सो जाते, लेकिन हमें सोना नहीं है, हमें काम करना है. Now we can find the interest amount as well. Instead of PPMT, you will be using IPMT to find the interest amount from the installment amount. So equal to IPMT, open the bracket. First you have is the rate. Rate will remain same. 12% I am writing over there. Comma. Now PER stands for, can someone tell me what should I do in the PER? May I have the interaction, please?
Referencing with the serial number.
Very true. We may give the reference with the serial number. So I am giving the reference with the serial number. That is 1 because that needs to be changed. Whenever I'll be copying and pasting that formula. Comma. Number of periods in total, which will remain same for all the number of years. That's gonna be 5. So I'm putting as it is over there in the formula itself. Comma. Amount of loan, starting with the sign of minus. 1 2 3 4 5. So I have 1 lakhs. मिंडे में गलती नहीं करना वरना आपको मिंडा मिल सकता है. Comma. Then it comes the FV, which is optional in nature, putting 0, comma. Then it asks that whether the amount will be paid at the end of the period or at the beginning of the period. I would say at the end of the period. Again, it's optional. If you do not select, it will automatically take something which would be at the end of the period. Closing the bracket, pressing the enter, और वहां पे जाके राइट क्लिक करेंगे, अपन डबल क्लिक करेंगे तो हमारे पास इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट आ जाएगा. और बच्चा जन बच्चे देखने की कोशिश कीजिए, प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट और इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट दोनों का समेशन. इफ यू सिलेक्ट, यू मे सी द समेशन ओवर देयर. हियर my mouse cursor is over there, that is 27,740. So summation of this principal and interest amount will always be same in each and every scenario. Only the
syntax of principal amount.
Yes, Manish, I didn't get.
Sir, can you please display the syntax of principal amount?
Okay, this is how the syntax looks like for the first one.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Chalo, now I am asking it to all, huh? How can I find the closing balance? If you can recall it a bit, I have just explained it to you when I had started the lecture.
Opening minus principal.
Absolutely true. Why principal? Because principal is the amount of loan that you are paying, right? तो कितने लोन की अमाउंट कम हुई है वो देखना है हमें. So equal to, that formula shall remain same, right? So equal to opening balance. I'm selecting the cell where opening balance is written, minus principal amount, that is C9 minus E9. This is how my syntax should look like. Pressing enter. Now this formula will remain same for all the number of periods. So what I'll do, I'll go right inside. जैसे ये cross आ जाता है, I may just drag it down. That is a one way. Another way is I can copy and paste it down. Third way is I can go over there and have a right click when this kind of a cursor gets visible. So you have the closing balance for all the number of years. And opening balance ka formula would be equal to the closing balance of the last period. So equal to G9 in the second one. And this formula will also remain same, right? Because closing balance of each and every period will be the opening balance of the next period. So I'm just copying that formula and pasting it to all other cells. And you must have observed that my closing balance has become 0 in the period number 5. So that means your calculations were correct. You are right on the point. And if it doesn't come 0, that means you are making some mistake somewhere. And if you want to find that what is the total amount of loan you have paid, obviously that would be the total of principal amount. So equal to SUM, opening the bracket, and do the total of all the principal amount there. So this is the loan amount you have paid, 1 lakh rupees total of loan you had taken, that's been paid. And the amount of interest you have paid is the total of this interest amount. And my students, will not be inserting the formula again. What they will do is they will do the control C over here and control V, because the range of the data gets shifted automatically in the Excel. So total amount of interest we have paid in this 5 years would be 38,708. Am I clear? And once you all will be completing this loan amortization, you will again give me the confirmation in the chat box that you are there with me. सबका लोन अमोर्टाइजेशन हो जाए तो एक बार कंफर्मेशन दे देना है.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
सर
सर इससे पहले वाली वर्कशीट हमने कर ली है.
बाकी है, वो बाद में करेंगे.
Yes sir, that was related to PMT and that's why I asked this.
हाँ हाँ, वो बाकी है. उसमें और भी क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट्स वगैरह है, वो इसके बाद वाला चाहे इसमें आती है कॉन्सेप्ट में, इसलिए. बाकी सब MIRR वगैरह है, वो इग्नोर करना है, वो अभी नहीं आना है, क्योंकि उसके लिए आपको और भी बहुत ज्यादा नॉलेज चाहिए. तो सिर्फ लोन अमोर्टाइजेशन के लिए ही अपन लिमिटेड रखेंगे. उसमें आते हैं, इसके पहले वाली रह गई है, उसमें आते हैं बाद में. चलो बाकी के कंफर्मेशन कहाँ पे है, किधर है भैया? सत्यम से मिला है, अक्षत से मिला है, हिमजा से मिला है और नेहा से मिला है. अदर्स आई एम वेटिंग. सबका पहला लोन अमोर्टाइजेशन हो जाए, उसके बाद में ही आगे बढ़ना है भैया. बिडू लोग जल्दी करो, बिडू लोग. चलो आज तो जल्दी करो. आपको ऐसे छुट्टी का ये नहीं हो रहा है कि सर अब दिवाली की छुट्टी, 7 दिन के लिए कुछ पढ़ना नहीं है हमें. आज तो एकदम एंथुसियाज्म में काम करना चाहिए. From Miss Anisha as well, we have got the answer. Good to see that. Miss Sweta too, good. I waiting for others for 5 minutes more. Sorry, not 5 minutes, only 1 minute more. From Mr. Parth Modi as well, we have got the answer. Good to see that, Mr. Parth. Miss Liai, Miss Rutvi, Mr. or Miss Jill, Miss Neil, Mr. Neil, Miss Saloni, Mr. Urvish. Okay, Chelsea has done too. Good to see that. Miss Ria too. Very good. Okay. Let's wait for others.
Sir,
Ria,
yes, may you please show the last step
last
for
step.
opening balance? Yes, syntax. Please.
Opening balance would be the closing balance of the last period. So I have just done equal to and selected the closing balance, as simple as that. And you may copy and paste it over there in the others. So opening balance would be automatically adjusted. I mean, you may check it over there. If you go to the third one, no, it's G10. If you go to the fourth one, it's G11. So that means it is automatically changing the range, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I got it.
चलो, मेरे को लग रहा है कि आपके क्लास में से सभी रिया, विश्वा और हर्षिल, ये तीनों को मिला देना तो एक क्लास बन जाएगा. The class made of all the Riyas, Vishwas and Harshils. These are very common names. Anyway, let's move ahead. Now that was a Chinto kind of a sum. Let's move to the Bahubali kind of a sum now. Here we have the loan amount of 50 lakhs. Interest amount say 8%. Number of years will be 15. And installment will be paid monthly. Oh my God. Installment will be paid monthly. Now let's take it as the example of the home loan. When you take the home loan, you pay the interest installment amount on monthly basis, right? So can someone tell me what will be the total number of periods for which we'll be making the installment amounts payment? कितने total number of period होंगे?
12 months.
नहीं, हर महीने पे, हर साल में 12 months, तो मतलब total number of periods कितने होंगे बेटा?
180.
Yes, 12 months is the right answer, absolutely. But एक साल में 12 months, तो 15 years में there would be 180 installments. And try to just imagine, if you will be preparing the loan amortization schedule manually for 180 periods, how much time it would have taken for yours. लेकिन हमारे पास सब कुछ है, हम क्या करेंगे, पहले सब कुछ डिलीट कर देते हैं. आई एम सिलेक्टिंग राइट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट राइट एरो, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट डाउन एरो. once this entire data is selected, deleted. कभी कभी डिलीट करना पड़ता है बेटा, हमारे पास आंसर हो ना, फिर भी डिलीट करना पड़ता है. મેં છે ને એક જગ્યાએ વાંચેલું હતું કે જિંદગી જીવવી હોય ને તો કેવી હોવી જોઈએ, વ્હાઇટ બોર્ડ હોવી જોઈએ, વ્હાઇટ બોર્ડ જેવી. ક્યારે પણ વ્યક્તિ કોઈ એના ઉપર લખે તો એ બીજા લોકોને માર્ગદર્શન પણ આપે, અને જ્યારે એમાંથી ભૂસી નાખો તો એ ફરીથી પાછું એના ઉપર કંઈક રીલન ભી કરી શકે. એક બીજી પણ કહેવત હતી કે અરીસો હોય ને, અરીસો, એ અરીસાનો એક મૂળભૂત ગુણ છે, અને મૂળભૂત ગુણ અરીસાનો એ છે કે એ એક્સેપ્ટ બધાને કરે પણ સંગ્રહ કોઈનો ના કરે. It accepts everyone, but it does not, possess anyone. So that's how the character should be. Everyone should delete this because, कभी कभी हमें delete करनी पड़ती है चीजें. Applicable to the psychology too. For loan amortization, we have the 50 lakhs of rupees. 8% is the interest. Number of years shall be 15. Installment would be paid on monthly basis. So there would be 180 installments first of all. So I'm writing 1 there. And if you will be keep on writing 2, 3, 4, 5 and such kind of a things, then you will be insulting my knowledge of Excel as well, right? सर कहीं पे मुंह दिखाने के लायक नहीं रहेंगे. कहीं पे जाके तुम ऐसे करोगे ना, 2, 3, 4, 5 ऐसे लिखोगे, तो वो पूछेंगे किसने सिखाया तुम्हें एक्सेल, सीधा मेरे ऊपर आएंगे वो. तो उससे अच्छा मैं अभी तुम्हें सिखा देता हूँ, ठीक है? सो इक्वल टू ऊपर वाला सेल +1. So equal to B24 +1. So press enter. So you have 2 there, right? Now what you will be doing is, you will control C that formula, that cell. Now you will select so many number of, rows, and you will press enter. And by pressing the control down arrow, you may check that up to what time you have inserted. It's only up to 96, and we are supposed to reach it to 180. So let's copy this further. Shift down arrow to select all the cells. Control V. Now control down arrow to see that up to what time we have inserted. Yes, I have inserted up to 181. 181 is not required because our loan would be completed in 180 periods. This 180 is there. Yes or no? Once everyone is there with me, you may give me a confirmation please through the chat box, or you can unmute yourself, that is also fine. मैं कंफर्मेशन लेता जाऊंगा क्योंकि मेरे को मालूम है कि बच्चे फिर करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, कहीं पे अटक रहे हैं. यस बेटा.
Sir, in last time we did with inserting this amount, and now sir in this let's do with referencing.
What? I didn't know. I didn't get it. What do you say?
सर हमने लास्ट सम में है ना वो फॉर्मूला में सब परसेंटेज और अमाउंट सब हम इंसर्ट कर रहे थे, अब इसमें सर रेफरेंसिंग से करके देखते हैं.
कोई बात नहीं, रेफरेंसिंग से करते देखते हैं, कोई बात नहीं, अपन को क्या प्रॉब्लम है, चलो रेफरेंसिंग करते हैं. ओके, मे आई हैव द ओपनिंग बैलेंस ऑफ द लोन इन द ईयर पीरियड नंबर 1. कौन बताएगा? Chalo, Mahashay.
lakh.
Sir, it's 50 lakh.
Yes. So equal to, I can select the cell which is 50 lakhs, right? Now on the special request of Mr. Manish, he said that, sir, we want to do the referencing rather than inserting directly in the formulas. That is also perfectly fine. Let's use the referencing now. So EMI ke liye we have the formula of PMT. So opening the bracket now. First one is the rate. Rate is 8%. Should I do anything else in the 8%? May I have the answer of all the students? कि मैं आगे बढ़ जाऊं?
Divide by 12.
Absolutely correct. Now see, B19 should not be changed. B19 shall be there in each and every formulas we insert. So what I'll do is, I'll fix it. I'll insert the dollar sign in between. Or what can I do? I can just press F4. When you press F4 between B and 19, this dollar sign would have been inserted. Sometimes you need to press F4 along with the function key. वो विंडोज के बटन के बाजू में ना एक फंक्शन की भी आती है, तो कोई कोई लोगों में वो फंक्शन की के साथ आपको F4 प्रेस करना पड़ेगा. Okay, now comma, number of periods, that will also remain same. Let's link it with 15. That 15 should also remain same in all the formulas because that formula should not change. So what I'll do is, I'll again press F4 between B and 20. तो हमारी लैंग्वेज में उसका डाइवोर्स हो गया. Now,
Why you didn't divide by 12 in the rate?
okay, I didn't divide by 12 in the rate. चलो कर देते हैं, और क्या, divide by 12. चलो number of periods में और कहना बाकी रह जाता है कुछ. I have just selected 15. Should I do anything else?
Into 12.
Yes, चलो into 12. Comma. Now you have the PV. PV stands for the loan amount. Before that we must insert the minus so that Excel के साथ खिलवाड़ हो जाएगा. So let's select that 50 now. Now that 50 should also remain same in each and every formula we use, right? So between B and 18, I would again press F4. So this is the constant referencing now. Comma. ये क्या हो गया? कोई बात नहीं, फिर से कर लेता हूं. Comma. FV, which is optional, putting 0 at the place, or you may just keep it as it is, that is also fine. Comma. Type will be 0 at the end of the period, closing the bracket, and this is how my syntax should be looking like. Pressing the enter. You can copy that and paste it to all the cells. अब क्या करेंगे, धीरे 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 हड़ू 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 एकदम नीचे 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 जाएंगे तो शाम हो जाएगी वापस. तो एक काम करते हैं, मैं क्या करता हूँ, ठीक है, अपन है ना बाजू में चले जाते हैं सीरियल नंबर में. लेट्स गो टू द सीरियल नंबर. फिर बाजू वाले की सीढ़ी को यूज करके नीचे उतर जाते हैं. और हमें मालूम है कि डायरेक्टली नीचे उतरना तो कैसे उतरना. So we would press control down arrow, right, to go to the data up to the last cell of the active data range. फिर दूसरे की सीढ़ी यूज करके हम उतर गए. फिर हम अपने खुद के घर में वापस आ गए. हम थे 3rd नंबर की कॉलम में. अब हम क्या करेंगे, अपनी सीढ़ी बना देंगे. अपनी सीढ़ी कैसे बनाएंगे, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो to select up to the last cell of the active data range at the upside. Now press enter. You have the EMI's amount inserted. चलो हर कोई मेरे साथ है, थोड़ा सा कंफर्मेशन हो जाए. एक छोटू सा कंफर्मेशन हो जाए. Some people would be like, कितनी बार ओके सर लिखवाओगे. तो मैं पूरा दिन बोलता हूं उसका कुछ नहीं, तो मैं एक बार ओके सर में तकलीफ हो जाती है. Okay, from Ria, from Shweta, yes, we have got it. From Mr. Parth too, Hemja and Akshat too. Good, let's move on. Now that was about the EMI. Now we are into the principal amount and the formula for the principal. May I have the answer, please? What was the formula?
EPMT.
Absolutely correct. So equal to PPMT, opening the bracket. And again, we are going to select the rate. लेकिन भूल नहीं जाना है. Rate must be divided by 12. बड़ा पछताओगे, बड़ा पछताओगे. B19 must be locked as well, must be fixed. And once it is done, then we may go to comma. अब मैं वापस पूछता हूं, चलो बताइए, PER में मैं क्या करूं, कौन बताएगा? What should I do in the PER?
You have to give the reference of the serial number column.
Very true. I have to give the reference to the serial number column because that PER will be changed for each and every installment amount. We want to find that what is the principal amount we have paid in each and every EMI. So PER stands for the period for which we want the principal repayment. So that needs to be changed in each and every one. So over there we'll not be fixing it. Over there we'll keeping it as it is. वो बदलना चाहिए, वो गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदलना चाहिए, तो ही हमारा काम होगा, अदरवाइज नहीं होगा. कॉमा NPER which will remain same, वो रंग नहीं बदलना चाहिए, अदरवाइज हमारे रंग बदल जाएंगे. So 15 multiplied by 12. तो हमने सेल्स को सिलेक्ट कर दिया है B20 वाले को, अदरवाइज यू कुड हैव डायरेक्टली गिवन द 15 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 12 देयर टू. और B और 20 उसको चेंज नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर ये गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदलेगा तो हमारे रंग बदल जाएंगे. इसको हमें फिक्स कर देना है. F4 कॉमा नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स हो गया, PV minus and the amount of PV, that is the loan amount, which is the total loan amount, not the opening balance. Please put it in the back of your mind. That should also remain same for each and every formulas we insert, right? So what I'll do, I'll go between B and 18 and I'll again press F4. Then pressing the comma. अरे यार ऐसा क्यों हो जाता है? ऐसा दूसरी बार हुआ, देखा आपने, वो चला जाता है. कोई बात नहीं, मैं हूं ना, वापस कर लूंगा. F4 comma.
So you are keeping your cursor in between those B and H, and that's why it's happening. Otherwise, I tried it by keeping the cursor as it is.
हाँ राइट, गॉट इट. फिर F भी तो अदर ऑप्शनल ही है, तो 0 कर देते हैं, और type will also be 0. Now closing the bracket, and this is how my syntax should be looking like. Pressing the enter. चलो अब क्या करेंगे, नीचे तक कॉपी करना है तो क्या करेंगे, कौन बताएगा? मैंने आपको अभी ट्रिक बताया, क्योंकि आप इधर से डायरेक्टली सीधा नीचे जाओगे ना तो एकदम नीचे चले जाओगे. कौन से वाली रो के अंदर? 10,48,576 वाली रो के अंदर. इतना भी नीचे नहीं जाना है भाई हमें. क्या करें?
So you can take the help of serial number.
सीरियल नंबर के बाजू में ये वाला भी आ गया ना, PMT, अभी उसका भी हेल्प ले सकते हैं ना. चलो आई कैन गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन, दिस वन EMI. दूसरे की सीढ़ी में चले गए, दूसरे की सीढ़ी से नीचे उतर जाते हैं बाय कंट्रोल डाउन एरो. नीचे उतरने के बाद हमारी खुद की सीढ़ी बनानी है, तो हमारे खुद के घर में वापस आ गए. अब ऊपर तक पहुंचना हो, सीढ़ी बनानी हो, तो कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो, प्रेसिंग द एंटर. अरे यार कॉपी करना तो भूल गया था, वापस करना पड़ेगा. ओ माय गॉड. कंट्रोल C करना भाई, फिर उसके बाद में ये सब कुछ करना है. पहले इसको कंट्रोल C करो, डू कंट्रोल C फर्स्ट देयर, and going there in the EMI, control down arrow to go to the last one, come to our own home, control shift up arrow, pressing enter, and you have the various principal repayment amount for all this number of years. And you must have observed that principal amount in the EMI in the initial periods were very, very less. It was just the amount of loan was deducted just by 14,000 rupees from the EMI of 47,000. चलो अब इंटरेस्ट के लिए क्या करेंगे, कौन सी फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे, कौन बताएगा?
IPMT.
वेरी ट्रू,
IPMT, sir.
गुड. सो IPMT, ओपनिंग द ब्रैकेट. यार अब वो मनीष आप वो रेफरेंसिंग नहीं देना, अब मैं इधर लिख देता हूँ, बहुत टाइम ले रहा है वो. सो आई वुड जस्ट पुट डायरेक्टली 8% divided by 12, comma, per PER needs to be changed. So I'm giving the link of that PER, that is 1, comma, number of periods which will remain same for all the number of periods. So 15 multiplied by 8, no, sorry, 12, 180. Or I could have written just 180, that could have been also fine, comma, loan amount which will be again 50 lakhs. So minus 1 2 3 4 5 6. में गलती नहीं करनी है, comma, FV shall again be 0, comma, type shall again be 0, comma, not comma, it would be the end of the bracket at the end, sorry. So here is how the syntax would be looking like. Once you are done with this, I can move ahead, shall I?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pressing enter. Control C, फिर से बाजू वाले के मकान में, बाजू वाले के मकान में से नीचे उतर जाना है, खुद के
Sir,
मकान में.
एक बार
हाँ बेटा बताइए क्या हुआ,
sir, syntax.
सिंटेक्स बताओ.
हाँ.
अच्छा, this is how it looks like.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, लोन अमाउंट के साथ खिलवाड़ करना मत भूल जाना, माइनस लगा देना है ऊपर. एंटर. कंट्रोल सी, बाजू वाले की सीढ़ी, 7 सीढ़ी में से नीचे अपने खुद के घर में, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो, खुद की सीढ़ी बन गई. बाजू वाले को टाटा बाय बाय, सी यू, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर हेल्पिंग मी. Now can someone tell me the formula of the closing balance please? Equal to, may I have the answer of closing balance, every one of you?
Opening minus principal.
Yes, very true. So opening minus principal. और यहां पे हमें चाहिए कि वो गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदले, क्योंकि अगर वो गिरगिट की तरह रंग नहीं बदलेगा तो हमारे आंसर हर बार स्टैटिक आएंगे, सेम आएंगे. हमें स्टैटिक और सेम आंसर नहीं चाहिए. वी वांट टू चेंज द रेंज. सो आई एम नॉट फिक्सिंग दैट सेल्स. एंटर. व्हाट आई डू इज आई डू कंट्रोल सी, बाजू वाले की सीढ़ी नीचे, खुद का मकान ऊपर, सीढ़ी बन गई. राइट. So we have closing balances. Now you people would be like, sir पहले closing क्यों करते हो, पहले opening कर लो ना, तो वहां पे माइनस में ना आए. तो भाई it's about giving the relative referencing. जैसे ही opening balance आ जाएगा तो वहां पे आंसर आ जाएंगे, do not worry. Equal to, okay, what should I do for the opening balance now? Can someone tell me? ओपनिंग बैलेंस कैसे फाइंड करते हैं भाई, कैसे किया था बताइए. कुछ तो फॉर्मूला था ओपनिंग बैलेंस का, क्या फॉर्मूला था?
Is equals to closing balance of the last period.
हाँ, कोई फॉर्मूला नहीं था भाई, सर आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो. इक्वल टू द क्लोजिंग बैलेंस ऑफ द लास्ट पीरियड, सो इक्वल टू G24. एंटर. Now it's a relative referencing. If you copy this further, no, it will automatically change the closing balance. See, so what I'll do control C now. बाजू वाले की सीढ़ी नीचे, खुद का मकान, control shift up, pressing enter. You must have observed that at the end you have 0 as the closing balance. That means your calculation was correct. All the 180 periods loan amortization schedule you have prepared. Many congratulations to all of you. आपने तीर मार लिया है, बहुत बड़ा तीर मार लिया है 180 पीरियड का लोन अमोर्टाइजेशन बना के. चलो कंफर्मेशन लास्ट वाला एक बार दे दो. सब मेरे साथ हो, सबका हुई गवा, हुई गवा कि नहीं हुई गवा? चलो अक्षत भाई साहब का हुई गवा, श्वेता मैडम का भी हुई गवा, रिया मैडम का भी हुई गवा. मिस्टर भावेश, a new entry, very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhavesh. Keep interacting like this. Mr. Ravish too, good to see that.
Uh, Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Sir, you know that some of the means when we are doing business, some of the loans are prepared very means within a few years. Okay, not they are waiting for a longer period.
Very true.
So, what is the effect they are getting in this type of means? I have 50 lakh rupees loan and
Right.
I have completed my installment within 90. So, which kind of means interest rate I get any type of discounts or any type of benefits from banks?
Okay. There are very technical matters related to this. First of all, when you do the prepayment of loan, no? I mean, before the EMI occurs, you want to repay your loan, right? So various banks have a different policies for this. If you go to the HDFC bank, no, they have allowed 12 repayments in a year. You cannot do more than 12 prepayments. When I use the prepayment, that means before the installments have arrived, you want to give some advance payment for the loan. So they have allowed for the 12, one in each month, right? But this policy will be changed for each and every bank, actually. Will be different for each and every bank. That is number 2. Number 3, the prepayment amount you make, no, that will be reduced from your principal amount. That is reduced from the loan amount. Say if you have 10 lakhs rupees right now extra, and if I give you the example of this only, say after 9th period, you are like, sir, I have 10 lakhs rupees extra, I want to make the repayment of loan. Then what will happen? In your opening balance, this 10 lakhs rupees would be reduced, and your opening balance would be 3881,672. Now 3881,672 would be pending for all the number of years, now number of periods. So this would be the new loan amount, and on which the new EMIs will be given by you. Is it clear? So two options can be there. Either you can reduce your time period now for the remaining amount of loan.
Sir,
With the same,
this thing is happen like EMI is not reducing, but the interest rates are goes down with the application we form.
interest rate, it won't go.
Yes.
Interest rate down नहीं होते, interest rate तो वो के वही रहेंगे. रेट में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. तुम्हें
Means-
EMI नहीं,
सर
दो
हम
ऑप्शन है.
एप्लीकेशन नहीं देता हमारे इंटरेस्ट रेट डाउन करने के लिए, मैं वो कह रहा हूँ बैंक में.
वो अलग मैटर है बेटा. एप्लीकेशन तो बैंक में कब डाउन करने के लिए देते हो? जब तुम्हें सी इंटरेस्ट रेट कब डाउन हो गया? तुम्हारा कोई फिक्स्ड लोन है, फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट वाला लोन है, और तुम्हें वेरिएबल में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो वो वाले हमें ऐसे समझाते हैं कि भाई तुम्हें इंटरेस्ट रेट डाउन हो जाएगा, अभी तुम्हें वेरिएबल में कन्वर्ट कर लो. तो लेकिन वो डाउन नहीं होता, हमने प्लान चेंज किया है, फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट में से वेरिएबल इंटरेस्ट में चले गए हैं. टेक्निकली ये होता है. दो टाइप के लोन होते हैं, एक तो फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट वाला, दूसरा होता है वेरिएबल इंटरेस्ट वाला. वेरिएबल इंटरेस्ट वाला लोन में ये होता है कि जो भी तुम्हारी बैंक है ना, वो रेपो रेट के हिसाब से या तो फिर कोई और बेस रेट के हिसाब से हर महीने, हर पीरियड में इंटरेस्ट का अमाउंट चेंज करता है. तो कई बार रेपो रेट बहुत कम होते हैं. लाइक इफ यू टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस पीरियड, नो, इफ इट इज समवेयर नियर टू 4 to 5%, तो आपका लोन के परसेंटेज 6-7% के आजू बाजू में चले जाएंगे. तो लोग उस समय पे कन्वर्ट करवा लेते हैं अपने लोन्स को फिक्स पीरियड में से वेरिएबल इंटरेस्ट रेट में. लेकिन उसके लिए भी हर एक बैंक की पॉलिसीज अलग अलग होती है. If you go to HDFC, this policy would be different. If you go to ICICI, this policy would be different. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, तुम्हारा जो नया लोन बन जाता है ना आफ्टर मेकिंग द पेमेंट ऑफ एडवांस पेमेंट ओवर हियर, तो नए लोन के अंदर 38 में तुम्हारे पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो फिर तुम सेम ईएमआई से जाओ, तो सेम ईएमआई से जाओगे तो क्या हो जाएगा कि तुम्हारे नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स है वो कम हो जाएंगे, या तो फिर तुम्हारे पास दूसरा ऑप्शन है कि नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स तुम्हें सेम रखने हैं 38 81 के लिए, तो तुम्हारा जो ईएमआई अमाउंट है वो कम हो जाएगा. So two options you have at that time, but that is also different from bank to bank. So obviously the amount of prepayment, advance payment you make, no, that will be reduced from the opening balance at that time. But bank to bank, the policy would be different. Sometimes some of the banks might not allow you to make the advance payment after certain extent. Is it clear?
So, sir, we are getting any type of benefit. This means we are paying our amount very means not taking so much of periods. So we are not getting any type of means free.
See, sometimes क्या होता है कि तुम्हारे लोन के अमाउंट के हिसाब से उनके उसमें इंटरेस्ट रेट्स भी थोड़े से अलग होते हैं, तुम्हारे रिस्क टेकिंग कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से इंटरेस्ट रेट भी थोड़े से अलग होते हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल उनका एक पूरा एक मॉड्यूल होता है ये डिसाइड करने का कि जिसको हम लोन दे रहे हैं वो कौन सी वाली रिस्क कैटेगरी में आते हैं. तुम्हारा एक सिग्निफिकेंट अमाउंट ऑफ लोन है वो पे हो जाता है, उसके बाद में पॉसिबल है कि तुम्हारे इंटरेस्ट रेट थोड़े से डाउन हो भी शायद, that is a number, but see, that depends on the kind of a credit score you have, that depends on the kind of risk profile you have as per the bank. As per the bank in their mathematical modeling, it must fit that you are now a very good risk, you are not a bad risk. When when they are giving the loan to you, they must identify you in a very good category of risk. So at that time there is a possibility that your interest rate might get little bit down. That is one part, but that depends on kind of a system which banks operates. And number two, the benefit you get is obviously your loan amount is reduced, so your number of EMIs would be reduced now, or your amount of EMI would be reduced.
Okay.
Your loan amount is getting reduced, no beta, that is the major benefit, very simple benefit you get. आपके 48 में से 38 हो गए तो नए वाले जो EMI होंगे या तो फिर उनका अमाउंट कम हो जाएगा या तो फिर उनके नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स कम हो जाएंगे, अमाउंट अगर सेम रखोगे तो तुम्हें 180 पीरियड तक लोन देना था, तुम अब सिर्फ 160 150 पीरियड तक ही दोगे क्योंकि तुमने 10 लाख का पेमेंट कर दिया है.
Yes. In which
Okay.
sense I am telling that, sir? If you total up this sum only, the interest is all about 36 lakh.
Very true.
Yes. So I think means what I previously thinking that we get 4 to 2 lakhs rupees means we have to now pay means only 32 lakhs only we have to pay if we pay
very true. I absolutely agree with you. अगर तुम एडवांस में तुम्हारा ओपनिंग बैलेंस कम कर दोगे तो तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट ऑब्वियसली कम होने ही वाला है, so you will end up saving lot of interest over there, definitely. That's what I said. No, I mean either your installment amount would be reduced, that is a one option. You may go to the bank and say that see reduce my installment amount, I want loan to be there for the 180 periods only, but installment amount reduce कर दो क्योंकि अब मेरा बैलेंस सिर्फ 38 लाख रुपीस है, 48 नहीं है, 10 लाख रुपए मैं एडवांस में पे कर देता हूँ. और नंबर टू ऑप्शन, यू कैन गो टू द बैंक एंड से दैट चलो मुझे है ना ये इंस्टॉलमेंट अमाउंट है उसको रिड्यूस नहीं करना है, वो मैं आपको 47,782 ही दूंगा, लेकिन आप मेरा नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स है वो कम कर दो, तो पॉसिबल है कि आपकी लोन शायद यहाँ पे ही खत्म हो जाए 165 में 166 में. So you will end up saving lot of interest, definitely. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, so this is the loan amortization schedule and I have received the confirmation from the many students. So I would just share the attendance file with you in now in 30 seconds to come. Okay, you can go to the chat box where the attendance form has been sent to you. Go over there, file your attendance, and from my side, it would be the end. And I wish all of you a very happy and prosperous Diwali. Thank you very much, Neha, for giving me the words. I was finding it actually. A very happy and prosperous Diwali to all of you. Bye bye, take care, sayonara, enjoy your the festive season. मजे करो, भूल जाओ कि एग्जाम एग्जाम कुछ होगा, अभी सिर्फ आराम से एंजॉय करो, फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करो, खुद के लिए टाइम स्पेंड करो, लोगों के साथ रहिए. शुभ दीपावली, नूतन वर्षाभिनंदन भैया सबको. Thank you very much. I get the words from the students only. That's the benefit of chat box. Good to see that. Bye bye. Take care. Sayonara. See you all right after Diwali, right after your vacation season, with new energy, with lots of excitement, lot of more knowledge, lot of other things too. Bye bye. Take care. Charge up yourself. Charge हो जाइए. अच्छा, link is not working for me. कंट्रोल वी फिर से करो नेहा, फिर से एक बार फॉर्म भेजा है. Bye bye, take care, sayonara. Others, those who have done it, may live